The Saskatchewan Ministry of Education is wanting to focus on oral language and oral comprehension for students in their early years of learning. Ronald Park School is taking on this initiative firsthand, and our Shelby Clark says these students are sure enjoying it. Here's this week's Beyond the Classroom.
Speech-language pathologists for LPSD have created special activities for these young students. With sounds and spelling, this gives kids a variety of learning skills that will benefit them in the future.
We have a group of really strong early years educators in our division, so we're really excited to work with them, kind of right in the environment in which that they're seeing the kids, especially in those formative years when they're learning so many of those important skills that are going to set them up for success as they continue through education.
Teachers and students are able to have one-on-one interactions with these activities by also having the pathologist come to the classrooms. Early development in speech and language is key for young students, but the pandemic made a huge impact.
These are such important years. You know, they're learning to read, they're learning to socialize with friends, and so as a speech therapist, we love that we're able to get into the classroom and help all of the kids. It's a really nice universal support that we're able to kind of work with more kids than, you know, a typical one-on-one. We're in the classroom, we're seeing all of them and building those skills, which is really awesome.
Having hands-on learning activities with experts on those skills is extremely beneficial for not only the students, but teachers as well.
You know what, as an early years team, we all really appreciate when we have the support from our speech and language pathologists, so it'll be really well received. Anytime the kids can work one-on-one with an adult, they absolutely love it. So the activities that they got to do today with Mrs. Stoles, they were super excited about. They felt a sense of pride because they were all able to make the sound, and some of them definitely struggled with it at the start, but by the end of their session with her, they were all making their snakes and their S's, and it was great. They had a blast.
Response from students has been great, and we're proud to share what they learned.
I've learned how to play with blocks, I've learned how to build, and I've learned how to spell my name. We're learning about the letter S, and six start with the letter S. It's important to learn my letters.
And that's it in this week's Beyond the Classroom.
At Lakeland College, our students go beyond the classroom for immersive, hands-on learning experiences. It's about experiencing the real world, because the real world doesn't wait, and neither do we.
Taking a turn now over to athletics, the Lloydminster U18 Bobcats continue to search for their first win in 2023 after losing their first two games of the new year. The team is coming off a 7-1 defeat this past weekend against one of the better teams in the AEHL in the St. Albert Raiders, who sit first place in the North Division. The Bobcats are set to host the Edmonton Junior Oilers Blue on Saturday, a team that is sitting 3 points ahead of them in the division.
We just have to be ready. We cannot take them lightly at all. And yeah, back again, if we just play our game, things will turn out good for us.
Puck drop for Saturday's game is set for 3:45 local time at the Civic Center. It's time now for us to take a look at weather, though. Here's Shelby Clark.
Thanks so much again there, Jace. Yes, that was a very cute story. Love to see it. Love to see everyone having fun out there on the ice. Switching over to our extended look at your weather forecast, though, we will be starting off with our central zone of the provinces. And on the Alberta side, we have been continuing that warm streak. Some spots have dropped slightly for today, but, you know, just around -10, -11, you know, still pretty nice temperatures. -5 for Edmonton and Whitecourt, while Athabasca is just at -8. Edson is just at -7, so just a degree off from that Athabasca point, and Jasper is looking slightly warmer compared to the rest, just at -1. So Jasper's definitely looking the warmest compared to the rest. As we go over to our Saskatchewan side now, they are looking slightly cooler compared to our Alberta side. Meadow Lake and Prince Albert both at -9, while the rest have reached those double digits. -11 for North Battleford and Saskatoon, and Melfort is just nearly at that -15 point. Now going over to our northern zone, Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. They have warmed up quite a bit from what they have been seeing earlier on this week. Most spots are seeing those single digits on our Saskatchewan side now. Most spots are around -8 over on this end, -7 for Wollaston Lake and South End, while it is -9 up in Uranium City. Flin Flon is just at -10, but they are definitely seeing some nicer conditions over on the Saskatchewan side. Going back to Alberta side now, they have warmed up as well, while most spots, all the spots over on this side are seeing those single digits, haven't quite reached that -10 point. -9 for High Level and Fort Chipewyan, while we are looking at that -8 for Fort McMurray and Grand Prairie, and Peace River and Slave Lake both at -7. Now as we look over in our southern zone, they have actually cooled down slightly. They have been seeing even some plus temperatures in some spots throughout the week, but they have cooled down just like the rest of us, as we were kind of hoping for, you know. They gotta stop with that. -3 for Calgary and Lethbridge, while there's -4 over in Banff. Medicine Hat has cooled down definitely, now just seeing -8. And Coronation has actually been seeing the same conditions as what they have been seeing throughout the week, as they are just still sitting around -10, -11 that they have been seeing throughout the week. Going over to our Saskatchewan side now to end things off from what we have been looking at across the provinces. The Saskatchewan side for our southern zone, they all are seeing those double digits. -10 for Estevan and Swift Current. Yorkton is definitely cooler compared with -13. The rest are just around that -11. So I think the coolest we have been seeing around -14, -15, but you know, we can't really complain as we are looking across the provinces as we are heading into the new year, into January. We will be seeing that cold snap hitting, so I think everyone should definitely be taking advantage of these nice conditions while we have it. Looking at some overnight temperatures that we will expect tonight as we head into our Thursday. In our surrounding areas, the coolest we'll be seeing for Bonnyville will be a low of -15, a low of -13 Paradise Hill and Meadow Lake will be expecting. In Provost and Isle Cross, we'll be seeing a low of -12. Once again, we are seeing some beautiful evening low temperatures, I would say, so no need to really have to plug in those vehicles. And for right now, we don't really need to bust out those shovels just yet. It seems like everybody's going to be seeing a pretty calm night and not really any too crazy conditions. And looking at our hourly forecast for tomorrow for here in the border city, we will be starting off slightly cooler with that -10 right around 6 a.m., 8 a.m. Going into the mid-afternoon times with around 12 to 2 p.m. We will be warming up to that single digit to around -9 and then cooling it back down again as we head into tomorrow evening with around -11. The coolest we will be seeing is -12 at around 10 p.m. So we will be cooling down slightly just to that -12, but we won't really be going too much past that. And now looking at our 3-day forecast for here in the border city. As I was saying, we will be looking at that daytime high of -9 tomorrow. Aren't expecting too much sun peeking behind those clouds, kind of like what we saw for today. Starting off slightly cloudier conditions off in the morning, but hopefully we will be seeing that sun start to peek behind those clouds. And then Friday heading into our weekend, we will be cooling down Friday with -12. Won't be expecting too much sun either that day, but we will be definitely warming it back up on Saturday. So be prepared. We are going to be expecting a beautiful weekend ahead here in the border city. That's all I have for now. Our Jace Mackey will have our news coming up after the break.
Today I'm super excited to be joined by Matt and Leanne from the Kinsman Club, who will be talking to me about their upcoming Telemiracle Steak Night on February 5th. Can you start off by telling me a little bit about what this event is all about and what the night will look like for attendees?
We're so happy to be able to bring this back. We've kept the steak night going over the last couple of years with the help of some local restaurants and delivering steaks to the home. But we're super excited to be back in person. This is an annual event that our two clubs put on jointly to fundraise money for Telemiracle, Saskatchewan's charity. This year is the 47th version of Telemiracle. So we have a steak dinner barbecued by our members. So they're out there, I would say rain or shine, but freezing weather or more mild weather. Our members are out there cooking the steaks for the attendees, and we have local band, the Milk Fed Turkeys, coming in to entertain the folks. We have a live and silent auction throughout the night, just all to raise money for a fantastic cause and do our part in helping Saskatchewan raise a ton of money over the next month through Telemiracle.
And for those who might not know, can you just touch on a little bit about what Telemiracle is and who it is for?
Telemiracle is a funding source of last resort for families in Saskatchewan and in the city of Lloydminster, regardless of which side of the city they live on, that they would be able to access money for medical needs, whether that be travel, meals, accommodation, or assisted devices that they might need to support a family member's quality of life.
I know you guys were talking a lot about the silent auction and entertainment that will be at this year's steak night. So can you give me a little insight on what the prizes might be?
Well, we're still working on that. Our members are out getting donations, and again, that's where the community gets in. Businesses like to donate or will donate lots of different items. We have tickets to Oilers games. Generally, we have sports memorabilia. We have photography sessions. We have, anything a local business or local entrepreneur wants to donate back to the club, we'll gladly take, and we'll auction off as to support this event. So community members, individual and businesses donate a wide variety of things. I enjoy this event because there's something for everybody.
What has the community support been like the past couple years with the steak night, and what is it looking like for this year?
The community support's fantastic. We have 9 presenting sponsors that come back year after year: Dynasoft Communications, First General Services, Cal Tire, Lash Enterprises, Synergy Credit Union, Westridge GMC, Aztec Safety, Decker, Oilfield Services, and Stuart Wright. They come back year after year to support our event, and then we have a number of corporate businesses that purchase tickets, purchase tables for the event, support this. The last, not counting the last couple of years through COVID, our donation numbers have been down, but annually the community of Lloydminster has been, our clubs have donated upwards of $40,000 a year to Telemiracles. So just through this one event and a few other smaller fundraisers, Lloydminster is we're always near the top in terms of community support at that event, and regularly see over $40,000 donated back to Telemiracle.
And for anyone who might want to attend the steak night, how much are tickets and where can they be purchased?
So tickets can be purchased from either Matt or myself. Our phone numbers are on all of our advertising posters, and the tickets are $60 per person. That includes everything involved in the evening: your meal, your entertainment, the auctions. It's a fantastic night and great value at $60.
All right, and from what we've covered here today, I'm super happy that I had the chance to learn a little bit more about Telemiracle and what the steak night is all about. And I think it's something that is definitely worth checking out. But thank you, Matt and Leanne, for joining me tonight.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
I'm happy to be joined today with Jenna Barold with the Lloydminster Museum and Archives. And today we're going to be talking about an incredible workshop that they have coming up closer to the end of January. It's a rabbit snaring workshop. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me on here to promote this wonderful workshop.
Of course. Can we start with what the rabbit workshop is and the reasoning behind why you're putting this on?
Of course, yes. So this rabbit snaring workshop is going to be led by well-known cultural facilitators, the Young family. So the family includes Mike, Cynthia, and their grown children, Tanisha and Kieran. So the entire family has facilitated classes and cultural teachings around Lloyd and area, and they're dedicated to sharing knowledge and skills. So this class in particular is the passing on of the cultural tradition of snaring rabbits. So what it will look like is we will all be outside setting snares and then taking them down immediately to protect the urban population of animals. And as well, they're going to be passing on information about how to use pelts to create beautiful and functional items.
And what is the significance of having something like this workshop offered to those in the community?
It is important. So this is a cultural tradition that has been occurring for many years. It's part of the very important land-based learning. So we learn from the land and the land is able to provide for us. So I think it's important not only for people that are Indigenous to perhaps learn this tradition, perhaps if their family has not passed it on, but also for the entire community so that we can promote acceptance and understanding of cultures that are different from our own.
That's amazing. The Young family is a very significant family in the community. What is the importance of having the Young family put this workshop on to teach people in Lloyd about Indigenous culture, seeing as Indigenous culture is big here in Lloyd?
It's extremely important so that everybody in the community has a solid understanding as well. Cynthia and Mike, they are going to be providing a time for open question and answer, and it is a time for learning without judgment, because I think some people do have questions, and so they are more than happy to share what they have grown up with, what they have learned, and yeah, it's very important.
Yes, this sounds fantastic and a fun learning experience for anyone that participates. Now, the workshop is taking place on January 28th. What are some of the details people should know about attending?
So this program is weather dependent because it is occurring in January. So please be dressed to be outdoors. We will be outdoors. So if we are going to areas with a little bit of deeper snow, we will also be providing snowshoes for that. As well, we are providing warm beverages to warm ourselves up, such as tea and coffee. And weather depending, we will also have a campfire set up. So please register online for this. You can register online at lloydminster.ca/register, or you can give the museum a call. And it is for ages 16 plus, and it is a total of $45. And as well, I want to mention that near the end of this workshop, there will be an optional hands-on time to learn about the respectful processing of rabbits. And these rabbits have previously been snared by our instructors.
And is there anything else you would like to add in regards to the rabbit snaring workshop?
With regards to the rabbit snaring workshop, one more note is that it is occurring at Weaver Heritage Park. So this is the outdoor area. If you're unsure of where Weaver Heritage Park is, it is nearby where the old Cultural and Science Center used to be, right along the highway. So yeah, we will be outdoors there.
One last thing, there's another similar event coming up in February. Can you tell me a little bit about it and what people can expect?
Yes, so this is another opportunity at Weaver Heritage Park, also led by our wonderful instructors, Mike and Cynthia. It is Bannock on a Stick. So you, as it sounds like, you'll be cooking bannock on a stick over a campfire. This is Saturday, February 4th from 1 to 4 p.m. And you are welcome. We recommend that you bring a loved one, bring your family, bring your sweetheart. Please register beforehand, the same location, lloydminster.ca/register. And as well, please be prepared for the weather because we will be outside around a campfire.
And is registration open now for these workshops?
Yes, yeah, registration is open right now for both of these programs. If you are struggling at all online, please just give the museum a call, or you can also send us an email. You're welcome to find our phone number on our website, but just right here, it's 780-874-3720.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. These workshops sound like they're going to be fantastic and a real learning opportunity for people in the community to just learn more about Indigenous culture. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me, Abby, and thank you for allowing us to promote this wonderful opportunity.
And that's our show. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.